All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Lang Trading Chat Room. It's April 20th, 2023. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Let's get right into this. So, as always, if you're new, it's going to go something like this. I'm going to start off and review the markets, look at the SPY and the QQQ, determine our market bias, pick which way we think the market's going to head today. After that, I'm going to review the favorites list on the right-hand side of the screen right here. We got long ideas in green, we got the short ideas in red. After we review this list, we will begin trading. As always, you got any questions, comments, concerns about what I'm doing, about what you're doing, throw it up in the chat log. I will get right on it, guys. Remember, always practice that proper money management. This is a very challenging business. You're not going to get rich quick or earn while you learn. You got to do it the right way, and the only way you're going to do that is by practicing proper money management. If you don't have any money to trade with, then you can't trade. So make sure you're protecting that money that you do have. All right, so with that, let's get into these markets, guys. How about a gap down? Gapping completely under yesterday's green bar. So pretty bearish gap to start the day. Let me get rid of some of these lines here. This guy can go. Yeah, so pretty bearish gap down today. Gapping right into this like 411, 450 area. We have a little bit of support. Really don't. There's a couple minor pivots, 410, 408, all the way down to 406. So about every $2, we have a little bit of a pivot here. So we'll see how this first area holds at 410. That'll be the first spot. Right now we're gapping in this 411 area. So we're got some junk here to the left. We're not in a clear void on the SPY. So looking on the bearish side, but we wouldn't be surprised if we went higher a little bit off the open after this such a big gap down, and then maybe we roll over after that. But I am expecting a little bit of a bounce early, but overall going into today with a bearish bias. You can see on the Qs, same thing. Qs actually does have a nice little void gapping under that bar from yesterday. So under this little pivot like 315.50, this thing has room to drop all the way down to 313. So keep an eye on the Qs under that area. So definitely going into the day with a bearish bias. But like we did yesterday, we gapped down and just kind of rallied and right into yesterday's range. So keep an eye on that. We could pop and rally again, but at the moment, I am leaning towards the bearish side. Have quite a few short ideas that are looking good, so we'll be watching the short side. Not without saying, we do have some good long ideas as well. So this LVS, really nice idea actually. This is a stellar gap. So you're gapping over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pivots, not off an extended move into a clear void with room to run. In a market that's gapping down, so it has relative strength. So this LVS is one of my top watches. Keep a close eye on this one. If we get any strength in the market at all, I'm going to want to be in the LVS. Win is same sector. It's the casino gambling sector, so it is gapping up. I got MGM on a backup list as well. Another casino stock gapping up. So keep an eye on these. That whole sector is moving, so we're going to watch it. LVS definitely looks the best though. So next up is UNP. This one's gapping up from a green bar, so a bit extended on this move. It's not doing great volume in the pre-market either, so kind of a hesitant backup idea, but it is into a void. It is gapping up in a market that's gapping down, so we'll keep an eye on this, but it's going to need to show me a few more things before I'm confident in getting along on this thing. So first short idea is Tesla. So Tesla had earnings, gap down. It is right at support, right at this like 160, 162 area. So a little bit hesitant to go short above that spot. We still are in a range. If we get under that area, 163, we got copious room to drop. But until we do, this is still a double bottom support. So you have to be respectful of that and be mindful when you're trading it. So going a little bit higher in the pre-market, so we'll keep an eye on the Tesla, but going to need to go down a little bit more for me to be into that thing. Next up, we have Verizon, VZ. So Verizon's gapping down after two red bars into a little bit of support right here, but for all intents and purposes, should have room down to about $37 ish. Bears gonna kick ass, dude. I agree. I concur. Like I said, I think we could get a little bit of a bounce right off the open because this is a big gap down, but ultimately, I think the Bears are gonna have their way. Might actually end up breaking this trend line we've been holding for a while. So we should see. This is why I like the short list quite a bit because I think the market does go lower, and market's going lower. We want to be in some sort of trade short. So keep your eyes peeled for these. Next up, we have Riot. So Riot just chopped around up here for a couple days. Now it's gapping under this area. Should have room to about 1050 right at the support. So keep an eye on the Riot up until that spot. This is a strong stock. It is in an uptrend on the daily chart. So be mindful of that. Uh, hasn't been as weak as some of these other ones. So just be careful with the Riot going long there. Next up on the backup, we got SO Southern Company. So this one's gapping up just a little bit. Needs to get over that high from yesterday at 73.25. So if it does that, it has a lot of room to run. Again, a stock gapping up in a market that's gapping down. I like the relative strength. It's not doing good pre-market volume at all, so I'm going to need to see a little bit more out of this one, but nonetheless, worth having on the list if the market goes higher. So next up, we have GM, General Motors, gapping down under a couple pivots right here, just above the support at 33 bucks. So I am going to be hesitant to get in over 33, but man, if it gets under 33, this thing has room to drop. I like it quite a bit. So keep an eye on the GM. I'm not. I feel like this is gapping down because the market's there because Tesla's gapping down. Looks like a pretty similar gap. Same with Ford. So the whole car sector is kind of gapping down today. So Ford is definitely another one you want to keep an eye on. Ford's more of a hard target in this $11 area. I might try to trade it down to that spot, but once it gets down to 11, it's going to be an extended move, and it's at like a ton of support. So be careful there, but you can try to trade Ford down to that $11 mark. So next up we have CVS. So CVS, another one gapping down, but it's just above some support. So we'll keep an eye on it. Try to trade it down to that area. I really don't like trading it under that because it's going to be a bit of a range concern. But if it gets going, it does have the room to drop. So keep an eye on the CVS. I do have some more backup ideas on my backup short list, but I'm going to keep it to just these ones for the first 30 minutes or so. So that is the list. Market's going to open up in about 20 seconds. So as always, make sure you guys are prepared to trade. Make sure you have a trading plan. You're going to follow that trading plan. Yeah, let's get to it, guys. It's 4:20. Let's have ourselves a good day. Honestly, I thought about not even coming in today. I thought about just taking a vacation day, and I said, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it just for the stream. I don't want to be here, but I'll do it for the stream. No, I'm kidding. I was like, oh, I'll come in. What do I got to lose, you know? All right, market is open, guys. Markets are open. Right off the bat, some of these, what's this? STX? What is this? Oh, STX is one of my backup short ideas, so this one actually does look pretty. I'm going to throw STX on here. That actually ended up looking a lot better. So yeah, keep an eye on that STX as well, gapping down under this area like 58, 59 bucks. A lot of room to drop. Not super extended, so yeah, we can watch that STX. Need a little more volume. Pretty thin in the pre-market, but not bad. All right, guys. Let's see what this list is up to. LVS is pulling in. Win is putting a bottoming tail. Spy and Q's both looking a little bit higher at the moment. Putting in a green bar. So staying patient here, guys. No need to rush into these things. All right. Verizon's looking good short. I like where Verizon's at and what it's doing right now, so keep an eye on that one. Riot is moving on up. SO is looking good. I like SO. I like what it's doing right here. So keep an eye on SO. I needed to get over that 73.25 though, because GM is looking really good. GM is a top watch right now. It's right at the area of support where we needed to get under. So watch GM. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Ford, you can keep an eye on it. Not as good. Yeah, GM is my top watch right here. I want to watch GM very closely right now. Yeah, breaking down under this $33 area. I like it. I like it. I like it. Keep an eye on GM, guys. Best looking thing out right now from my list. A couple of these long ideas are moving on up. Looking good. Looking good. UNP's higher as well. Is there any volume on this? Let's give us some volume too, so that's good. We'd love to see that. The wind is looking interesting. Putting a big old bottoming tail in. A little bit tempting on like that pseudo 3-bar play, but that's pretty aggressive. I'm going to hold off on that for now. Markets are pushing up still moving on up higher. So just stay patient, guys. 3 minutes into the day, no need to force anything. These stocks, they will come to us. We'll get an entry, don't worry. We always do. I want to watch this GM though. This is my top watch right here. Under low of the day, I like it. Give it over VWAPs like a 35-cent stop or so. This thing still has 50 cents of range left, so you could even go high of the day if you wanted. You could even go high of the day. Alright, give me 1 second, sorry. Alright, my bad. Let me get the dog in. Alright. So still watching this win. As win is looking a little bit interesting right now. Give it a 65-cent stop loss. What do we need on this? We need under the whole number. Guys, I'm about to get some of this win. What is LBS doing? LBS a little bit sloppy. And this win is very, very interesting, very tempting. Give it like a 65-cent stop loss over high of the day. Keep an eye on this. I'm gonna get my order ready for it. Alright, get my order ready on the win. 115.14 by 114.49. Hey, how's it going, Casey? How are you today? Hope you're having a good day. $115.79. So guys, right now I am watching Wynn, WYNN. Keeping an eye on it. Over high of the day. It's a 1 minute breakout, kind of putting in a pseudo 5-minute 3-bar play. So I'm gonna watch this. Got my order ready if I need to get in there. Don't see much else at the moment. Don't see much else right now. So it's doing good volume as well. Right? Yeah, pretty decent volume. Not stellar volume, but it's doing good enough volume. Good enough volume on the win. I still do like GM as my top. GM is my top short idea. What up, Yasuki? How you doing today on this fine Thursday? It's a beautiful. Actually, it's not that. It's kind of rainy where I'm at, so kind of a rainy, gloomy day. That's one of the reasons I was like, oh man, it's a rain day. I should just like not go in, but no, I had to. I didn't have any real excuse not to. And also, there's goes the wind, so not really keeping an eye on this one anymore. Broke that support, so watch the GM 3284. Like I said, I'd probably give it the at least a 30-cent stop. Give it up to VWAP. So keep an eye on GM, guys. Lower. I don't see anything else. LVS is looking weak. Win is looking weak. UNP is strong. Yeah, UNP is not bad. Keep an eye on that one. Tesla looks like it's moving up. We can watch Verizon under low of the day. VZ. A little bit of a range concern. At some minor support right here. What would the stop be? Be like a 20-cent stop. Probably give it 25 cents. So you're going to need just over that whole number at 37. Yeah, keep an eye on the Verizon, guys. Keep an eye on Verizon. I want to watch that. That's one of my top watches at the moment. VZ short. GM, still watching that short as well. You can keep an eye on SO long, but it needs to get a little bit more volume. I guess volume's not bad. It just needs to get me up to that high of the day from yesterday. Guys, here's GM looking good. Ford's looking lower. So watch Ford, watch GM, same sector. CVS is not looking too bad, but then the STX popped. All right, so GM and Verizon. I'm watching both of these. I need GM to come down here and retest this low of the day. That's what I need out of GM. And then Verizon's just going to be a 25-cent stop, so I'm going to give it VWAP. Hopefully it doesn't go too much higher right here. Oh, man. Feels like a Friday, honestly. I don't know why, but just got that, has that Friday feeling. Yeah, I really am not seeing a whole lot right now, guys. Keep my eye on the VZ, the Verizon, and GM. Those are my two top watches. They're both showing pretty good relative weakness. I mean, the markets have pretty much went straight up today. Pretty much straight up on SPY and the Qs. So I really like the weakness both of these are showing. Big fan of that. Big fan. All right, guys. Thoughts on Netflix? Let's check her out real fast. It's inside yesterday's bar. If honestly, it doesn't look too bad lower. You can watch Netflix short. Not a bad idea. It's right at that 200 on the hourly, but under this little shelf on the 15-minute has this pivot down here at 316. But not a bad idea short, especially if this market ends up rolling over. It's kind of what I expected, an early bounce higher after a big gap down. And now we'll see if we can get some weakness out of this market. Guys, Verizon, 37.30, 37.55. About to get my order in for Verizon. 37.30 by 37.55 Verizon. I like it. Everything right. Give this thing a couple pennies. Well, what am I gonna need on this? 37.05. Bang. Couple pennies there. All right, guys. So Verizon. is in there. All right, Verizon guys, VZ 3730 by 3755. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go wipe my dog real. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. My girlfriend, she let the dog outside and then just left to go run errands. I'm like, what are you doing? Come on now. But we are in the Verizon. Looks like we just got peekabooed in there barely. So I'm gonna go ahead and lower my stop just a little bit on this one. Down to 37.51. Man, this thing really did just absolutely peekaboo us in there, didn't it? At least, and we still got slippage, you dog. Well, all right, it is what it is. We're in the Verizon. Markets are looking like they're moving up still. So we are about 15 minutes into the day. Get rid of that 1 minute chart. Q still grinding up higher. LVS is looking higher as well, guys. So keep an eye on this one. Win, actually, I like Win a lot more than LVS. LVS already has range issues. It's already got some range concerns. So maybe if it gets up here, gives us a little bit of a tighter stop, we can consider it. But Win doesn't look too bad. That UNP really just ripped, so not much to do with that. But Tesla's moving on up. Verizon, come on, Verizon, break it down. Break it down, Verizon. What was this? This was a 25-cent stop loss, so we're at about just over a 0.8 R risk. Just over 0.8 R risk on Verizon. This first initial move was a big move down. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bit of a concern. This big move was the first bar was that big of a move, but still looking really weak, really weak. So, some guys, we can keep an eye on this SO. I do like SO over high of the day. Keep an eye on that one. It's doing enough volume, so good there. GM, I still do like GM lower under that low of the day. Keep an eye on that one. About a 35-cent stop loss right there. Ford, you can watch Ford short as well. So Ford and GM, you can keep an eye on those. And then, all right, there's that one. All right. So markets are hanging out, kind of maybe finding a little bit of top right here. Oh, my bad, Casey. Let me check that out for you. Thanks for reminding me, because yeah, I did not see that. So checking out ALK. Entry at 44 to get in right here. Like decent little breakout. This is kind of in a sideways trend at the moment. Not a whole lot of direction. Looks like it may be trying to transition. Did a couple higher highs here. Might start that stage 2, but 44 stop at 40. So you got a pretty safe stop. You could honestly maybe even tighten it up to 41 if you wanted to, just right underneath that pivots. I mean, if it gets under 41, it's probably going to 40, but not bad. You are under this 200 period moving average, so your target's up here at $50. So, yeah, other than this area right here at 45, $50 should be a pretty good spot. Maybe a little bit high, maybe 49, but not a bad trade. It is, like I said, it's in kind of a sideways trend, not a whole lot of direction. So, not sure what sector this is. Oh, airlines. So, yeah. And airlines do trade together usually. So, the UAL, the BAL, all of those are generally on the same page. So, yeah, keep an eye on that whole sector. But not a bad look. Definitely a nice little breakout right here over 44, 43.50 area. So, not bad. All right, guys, for our trading today, still in the Verizon, still looking decent, man. All I need, man, if it gets it, just give me a breakdown under that support. Give me that breakdown there. There's really nothing holding this up, is there? I guess this little shelf right here, at 37.20-ish, a little bit of support right there. You can see there on the hourly chart. So might have got in a little bit prematurely on the Verizon. Might end up biting us. But come on now. But also, it is looking really weak still, and markets are trying to finally maybe put in a couple red bars here. So, still feeling all right about Verizon. Not feeling super great about it, but I still think we got a decent chance. I was not super mindful of that support. Probably could have waited a little bit, but yeah, it is what it is. Kind of rushing that Verizon trade. Oof. Guys, VZ, I think it's going to tag us, honestly. I think there's a better chance of a stop than it is a break. So, looking like we're going to be down on the Verizon, but not a big deal. It's going to be about a 0.8R loss. So, look at Riot ripping right here. As the SO, I want to keep an eye on SO. Actually, I'm going to put this on one of my lists. I need to watch SO. Gotta watch this thing. SO over high today, be like a 36-cent stop. So yeah, plenty of range on that. Plenty of range there. GM's still looking all right. Ford. We can watch Ford for a sell setup right here, guys. Ford on a little sell setup. Give it high today, 13-cent stop loss. You need low today, so yeah, keep an eye on the Ford. Right at that 50% retracement. Watch Ford sell setup. You're looking at BX. No, I didn't look at that. BX. What is this? BlackRock, I think. Blackstone. Okay, so BX over 93. So not bad. Gapped up right at this resistance area, kind of trying to break out over that. Could be in the very early stage two. Finally we're putting in lower lows. Now we got a first higher low. So this could be in the works to put in a higher high. So target, where are you at? 93. Stop loss of 91. So this is more like an hourly trade, maybe, Casey? You got a pretty tight target too. So 93. Stop at like 91, basically. So right under this pivot here. Target 96. Yeah, not bad break. I like how it's breaking out over this little range. Your stop's not in a bad area. Yeah, your stop's right at that low. So yeah, it's more of like a day trade for you. It seems like target 96 should have easy room to get there. So yeah, not a bad idea. Definitely a strong stock. All right, guys. So I want to watch, like I said, GM, Ford, Verizon. Verizon, guys. Look at that thing. Putting in a big old topping tail. Maybe there's a chance after all. Who knows? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave it right now. I'm gonna leave it right at the moment. Let's see. What's the 1 minute looking like? The 1 minute does not look favorable, guys. It's grinding up a little bit at a time. So we'll see if we can't hold, but not feeling too warm and fuzzy about it. Not feeling too warm and fuzzy about the Verizon. Otherwise, I don't see a whole lot that I like. Because wind is still interesting. As sloppy as this stock is, this thing still has pretty good range, over half its range left, and pretty nice void up to that like 117 area as well. So keep an eye on the wind. You know, LVS does not look good. I guess it doesn't look too bad. They're both pretty sloppy, but at least wind has some range left though. So I like that better. Check out this NGM. Does not look great. So you can keep an eye on that whole sector still. It's not looking terrible, but yeah, no need to rush into any of those. Don't see really anything else at the moment. So yeah, SO is rolled over. Nothing to do with that. GM and Ford. Ford honestly kind of looks a little bit higher at this point. Wouldn't surprise me if it got a little pop over VWAP. Nothing there. So, guys, Verizon's still doing a decent job. All we need is if we break 37.30, I will be very excited, very happy. That's all I need of this thing. Just give me a break under 37.30, and we'll be good to go. It's trying. It's trying its heart out. It really is. It's doing its best. I can't be mad at it. There we go. I'm going to lower my stop down to 37.48, just over that pivot. So give me a little bit more protection there. So now it is, instead of what was it, 37.55. So it was a 25-cent stop loss. Now it's 18-cent. Yep. So I'm at 0.72R risk right now. So that's a manageable risk. That's where we need it to be. So markets are pulling in a little bit right here. Not too much though. Kind of a healthy pullback, looking like it could even be a buy setup. But We ran up to that 412 area and got smacked. Ran up there and got smacked. So see if we can't continue selling off right now. That's what I want to see. Help out my Verizon position, that's for sure. Man, this thing just keeps peak going lower. Went to 28. Ugh. Guys, win. Win is looking interesting right here. 115.25. High of the day by low of the day is tough. $1.30 stop. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm gonna watch it because I do like it. It does have range. Uh, it is doing good volume. Not even good volume, honestly. It really is not doing good volume. It's not even at 300,000 shares, and we're almost 30 minutes into the day. So it could be doing better range, that's for sure, or volume. But nonetheless, keep an eye on it. I'm gonna check my backup list real fast. I don't see much. Looking like the backup list was a bunch of backups. AT&T guys, T. This is same sector as Verizon, so hopefully that drags Verizon down a little bit more. It is pretty extended, so I would not be taking this on a breakout right here. You can see average range is $30 or 30 cents. Today's range is already at 56. So big range concern on Verizon or AT&T, but that should help out Verizon a little bit. And this one, it hasn't exceeded its range yet, but it's right there. It's right at the range. You're looking at Amazon, Casey. Give me one second. I guess I don't have any backups there. All right, let's check out the amazing. Ooh, ripping Scotty Pippen. Amazon, watch it higher, guys. This thing has a lot of room and it's breaking out over this area. Watch for a long trade on Amazon. Watch it. So you're trying to get in right up over here. So you're not in it just yet. You still got some room. Stop loss at 99, so it's a safe stop for sure. Target up at 114. Yeah, I like the target. The one you know what I'm gonna say. The one concern is gonna be right here. Right there, that moving average. It's kind of right at this pivot. So like 108 is gonna be your only concern. Otherwise, yeah, looks good. Nice starting to transition into a stage two potentially. So yeah, I like the Amazon for sure. You're getting in a little bit late, but I guess you wanna make sure you're in there on the move. So not a bad idea, but yeah, I do like the Amazon. I do like it. I like it on this 5 minute chart as well for intraday trade, guys. I want to really watch this. Really want to watch the Amazon for an intraday trade. Check out Apple. I'm gonna check out the whole Fat Man list. Tesla's pulling in, nothing to do with that. Apple is moving on up as well. Apple's not into that void yet though. It has an inside day at the moment. So gap down, rallied. Now we're right at that gap fill area. So I mean, if Apple can get over 168, I like it. But until then, not a huge fan. Facebook, not doing much. Nvidia. If Nvidia can get over 280, I'll watch it. But otherwise, not a fan. Microsoft, man, and amazing. There it is. Guys, Verizon's breaking down a little bit here as well. So Verizon's continuing to move lower just a little bit. Man, this is going to be a grinder, isn't it? So this was, like I said, 30-cent stop, 25 cents. So half hour is going to be right in that 42, 43 area. So yeah, keep an eye on the Verizon. I'm going to be lowering my stop on that. How are you doing, Farhad? Another amazing day for trading. Guys, Win is looking a little bit interesting. I know it's sloppy. I know it is. It is not. It's not hiding the sloppiness. Very sloppy, but Keep an eye on it. I really would prefer it to break out of this range and give us some sort of buy setup or some sort of better breakout. Because right now, this is an ugly chart. You got topping tails, you got bottoming tails. This is a lot of junk right here. So you had a good trade on that Apple yesterday, didn't you, Farhad? Apple ended up going higher. Ended up ripping. Got over that resistance and just grinded on up all day. So nice little move there. Market is like Biden mood. What? So it's idiotic. I, I don't understand. Is puppet? Is that a mood? I don't know. That's what I think when I think of Biden. All right, guys. I am gonna go 37.40 stop loss on Verizon. 37.40. Yeah, still waiting. Are you still in the Apple? Are you still in it? Did you get it on like a swing trade then? Apple? I mean, it could break out, no doubt. No doubt. Guys, what am I? I need to watch this Amazon. What am I doing? I need to get Amazon on the list right now, ASAP. I need it on my thumbnail watch list. Oh, so you're swing trading the Apple. Got you. Got you. Yeah, you got some room to run, that's for sure. But also, what is this market going to do? Are the Qs going to break down? We're still in this range, guys. I mean, this is, I don't know what to say. Another day, another range bound market. SPY and Qs both. Qs kind of, or SPY's kind of putting in a buy setup here. Verizon's bouncing back up a little bit. So I need another like 7 cents out of Verizon. So we win like 0.8 R on Verizon. Need a little bit more. Guys, Win is going higher. GM's moving up. I think we did find one of the weakest stocks in Verizon. I mean, all these other short ideas they're moving up higher. So definitely found the weakness on Verizon. We just need a little bit more out of this thing. So right now I have I get in a 30, so 10 cents stop. So I have like 0.4 R risk. So I'm just under half R on the risk. So not a ton of exposure on Verizon, but would like to just get a full target on that one. The Win, I still like Win. Still moving on up. LVS it's doing decent on like the 1 minute and the 5 minute, but it is a big range concern, guys. This thing doesn't really do a whole lot of $2 days. It's got one $2 day there, one right here. So I mean, it has a few of them, but average range ratio is not super high. It's only at 0.023. So usually I like to see it closer to 3. If I want to give it, if I want the range to be really exceeded. So I'm gonna watch Win for that purpose. Keep an eye on this Win right here. Watch it. Still in the Verizon. Still in Verizon. So this it's working. It's trying to work at least. Man, it's got me considering to go to break even, honestly. Just get the protection in here because I'm gonna be patient. I'm not gonna go to break even just yet, but I'm gonna be going there soon. I'm gonna be going there pretty soon. We'll see how it handles this bottom right here. Markets are looking a little bit higher at the moment. Markets are looking higher. Amazon's pulling in a little bit. So honestly, it's kind of what you want to see on Amazon. If we get a breakout over high today at this point, I am hot to trot on this thing. 105.25 by 104.40, 85 cent stop loss. Oh yeah. You can watch the buy setup and watch it, but my problem with the buy setup is that it's happening underneath resistance. That's my problem with the buy setup. See from the resistance from yesterday where it ran up, you can see on the 15-minute chart, probably the best. It ran up and just it's got resistance right here. And today we ran up right into that resistance. So taking this buy setup under resistance is aggressive. There's no way to put it. It is aggressive. You wait for that breakout, then you're getting in over the resistance. You should have a little bit more protection there. But so keep that in mind. If you're looking at the buy setup, you are under resistance. That is not exactly what you want to see. I mean, look at the wind just ripping. Nice. This thing, guys, I still like it. It has like 80 cents of range left. So watch the wind. Watch the wind. Man, this Verizon just went a penny lower right here. So I'm considering, honestly, putting my stop loss right about here, 37.35. Man. Yeah, because this thing's going to barely miss target, isn't it? 6 cents away. 6 cents away from target on Verizon. So I am going to lower my stop a little bit more. If it gets over this pivot, I don't think there's any reason to be in it. It would be like 0.2 R loss. So there we go. Lowering the stop just a little bit more on Verizon. It's almost to the point where it's at break even. I've got a 5-cent stop loss on originally 25 cents. So yeah, should be good on that. We're watching Cat Yasuki. Not much to do with it for day trading purposes. I mean, it's got pretty thin volume. It's kind of a doji bar. You can maybe watch it short, but it's got some support here. It's got some areas right here at like 221. So kind of in a tough spot right now. Personally, I don't really have an opinion on it. Long, short, it's kind of indifferent. So not a ton of opinion there. It is bouncing off this 200 period moving average, so it's acting as support right now. So if it gets under this area, under this moving average, I mean, it's got some room to drop, but that's for more swing trading. For day trading purposes, I'm probably not touching this. So. All right. Come on, Verizon. Come on, baby. Give me there. Give me there. Just a little bit more. Fat guys, I'm going to break even on Verizon. Just because you see this shelf right here that it's been forming. If it gets over this area, my entry's right here at 37.29. If it gets over this spot, it's probably going to come up here and tag me out. So there's no reason to risk anything. So I'm going to go ahead and go to break even on Verizon. Break even on Verizon, guys. We'll see if it can't get there. I need another 6 cents for full target on Verizon. Man, we found the weakest stock. Not the weakest stock. I guess AT&T is a little bit weaker, but with that, the 24, 25-cent stop. So yeah, AT&T ended up getting it. I mean, this one definitely had a range concern. I mean, it already exceeded its range by almost double when this breakout was forming. So definitely a range concern on that one. Verizon, a little bit less so. But all right, guys. Markets are moving up pretty good right here. Pretty good. I mean, that buy setup triggered and it's working so far. Qs are moving on up, so we gapped down and rallied again, just like yesterday, kind of. So we'll see if we're able to hold or if we end up rolling over right now. Guys, watch the wind. Watch the win. Get a buy setup, maybe pull back to 115.50. Watch that. UNP is pretty junk. Tesla. Tesla's just nothing to do with it. Oh, come on, Verizon. Just go. Just get that last little nickel. Right, chopping, SOs, chopping, GM, Ford, nothing. All right, so really just watching the Amazon and the win, both long. I don't really like anything from my short list. Nothing from the short list is impressing me, really, by any means. Yeah, keep an eye on Amazon over high of the day. This thing needs to clean itself up, though. Excuse me. Yeah, like an 85-cent stop, but it needs to get back up to this area and retest it. I think win is probably my favorite idea, but also I'm a little bit hesitant with going long in these markets, guys. I think we could sell off still. I'm not sold on this bullish start to the morning. Yeah, I would just be so fantastic if Verizon would just give me that last nickel. Just give me that last 5 cents, man. Just get to target. Can you guys do me a favor and go sell some Apple or some Verizon? Go sell some Verizon for me. Give me a target. All right, guys. Apple's still looking like an inside day. Market's continuing on up, moving on up. Man, I feel like it's been a long day so far. I feel like it's already like 10:45, but it's not even 10:15. Oh man. Honestly, I might be calling it a day here soon, guys. I've really not seen much. Honestly, like I said earlier, I really wasn't even super stoked about trading this morning. I was a little bit tired, but came in anyways. Took a nice little trade on Verizon. No harm, no foul. Stops at break even. So whatever happens, we'll be all right. Not really worried about it. Otherwise, though, I don't really see much. Like I said, I'm not really in the mood. Sometimes the best thing to do, if you're not feeling like trading, don't trade. Because board trading or force trading is just a recipe for disaster. It's just a recipe to get back your gains. I am still watching Win. This one's got me a little bit interested, but again, it is under resistance, so keep that in mind. MGM look any better? No, not really. Not for real. And MGM is pretty thin as well, so for me, you guys trade anything today? Got any open positions? Open orders? Got a couple swing ideas right now. Let's see. Let's take a look at them. This thing actually never triggered. I'm looking to get in over 41.30. The ZBH looking good. Oh yeah, did it get up to my target? No, I need a little bit more out of ZBH. It's looking good though right now. And ZTS pulling in a little bit. I think I had one more order. It was HCC. Had an order for this one, so hasn't triggered yet on that either. I like the SIBO as well. This one I was tempted on. I was like, you know what, give me one more day of rest, which is doing right now. So got my eye on that SIBO PPG as well, but it had earnings, so I didn't want to get into that right before earnings. A couple other ideas, doing a decent job. Yeah, not bad, not bad. So Anything from the list looking good? The S&P 100. What's moving today? Walgreens. Man, big green bar. Costco, beast mode. Wow. Morgan Stanley higher. Netflix ended up ripping. UNP, UPS. You're looking at LVS. Looking at LVS. Let's check it out. LVS for what? Can you see any swing trading it? Definitely looked to be in the stage two. I mean, it was in a stage four, chopped around stage one. Now it's trying to get back up here into a stage two. Getting over this resistance. So this thing could gap and run. Room up to like $67. I did a spy call around. So far, so good. Man, I have a spy call as well. Actually, it's looking. It's going to be very close. It's right here. I took it yesterday. It was a 411 by 412 bear call. So as long as I need the market to close under 412 for it to be in the money. So I need a little bit more weakness out of this market, which honestly I'm not. I think I'm okay with. I think this market rolls over. I'm not sold on this bullish move so far. This move up after a gap down is kind of expected. So we'll see if it actually holds or if we end up going lower today. But if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say we're going lower today. All I need, though, is Verizon to go a little bit lower, and I'd be happy. And if I'm a bet man on this one, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to bet that. I don't know about that one. It's looking a little bit close. I don't know. It's getting tough. Getting eerie. We'll see. Very close on Verizon. Could go either way. Could go either way. I don't really like much else though, guys. Amazon's kind of chopping around. We can keep an eye on it over high today, but it's getting uglier. Wind still has a little bit of range left, but it's getting up into some thin air. See, it's starting to get into these pivots right here, like 116, 117. Air's starting to get a little thin. Be careful. All right. We don't have any news today, did I? Didn't even check news. No news. No news. Tomorrow, no news. Should be good. Looking at Costco. Costco is ripping, man. Ripping. Straight green bars in the 5 minute. Yeah, for swing trade, doesn't look too bad. It's putting in a big wedge pattern. Big wedge pattern. Weekly wedge. Monthly wedge, actually. This is just wedging around, so definitely could break out. Could break down just as easily, but at the moment, it does look like it's going a little bit higher. Maybe breaking out, though. Yeah, keep an eye on this one. This is not a bad. It's been riding this trend line, man. Really riding that trend line. So over like $500 area, you could definitely swing trade some Costco. This is one I wouldn't mind having an investment in. Honestly, this is one of those companies that I don't see going anywhere for the next 50 years. Getting into some Costco, not a bad idea. It is up there quite a ways, but if you're holding it for 40, 50 years, that shouldn't be a problem. All right. I don't see much else right now, guys. Damn. Kind of a lackluster day. My list really wasn't that good today. Only had a few long ideas. None of them really gave me anything. Win is still viable for a long trade, so we're keeping an eye on that. Nothing else on the long side is looking very good. Tesla ended up not being super tradable. You can still watch it for a short, but not my favorite idea. Riot just chopped around. What did Mara do? Mara do anything special? No, exact same thing. Coinbase, same thing. And GM moved up, Ford moved up, CVS chopped around. So and then we all know about Verizon. We all know about Verizon. This thing has just been hanging out, man. How long have I been in this trade? 40 minutes. I called it 40 minutes ago. So wow, we've been in this thing for a while. We've been in the Verizon for quite a while. Um, Guys, Amazon has a nice support. It is putting in good support. Right at VWAP. So this is, I mean, I'll still consider this 85-cent stop loss. 85-cent stop. Plenty of range to get where you're going. So watch Amazon. The SPY is not giving it up just yet. It looks like it's going to try to move up higher. Same with the Qs, looking like they're trying to move up. So pretty much just watch Amazon win as well. WYNN. Keep an eye on this one. Oh man. You got anybody do anything for the holiday? Got any big plans today? I personally don't. Not doing much. Gotta work later. That's always fun. Hang out. Not much planned though. What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive, man. 10 years ago, this wasn't a thing. Ooh, look at Verizon, guys. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's see what the old pot stocks are up to. I know I have a list here. There it is. Are they popping today? No. Just hanging out. Just hanging out. Not doing much. With 420 at 0.09 for SPY. Yeah. Wait, what? Wrong list. It hasn't been at 420. I mean, I really thought maybe we'd see 420 on 420. Not gonna happen. Are you looking at MNC, Casey? Let's check her out. March and McClellan. Had a nice big breakout today. What sector is this? Finance. Nice. Finance has been really popping off after that big banking crisis they had. They said, you know what, we needed an excuse to sell some shares or to buy some more shares, you know. But no, this thing's breaking out of a pretty solid range. I mean, it's been in this range for a year or so now. So breaking out over this area, it does have this pivot at 183, and it is a little bit extended after this big move up. So I would expect, hopefully, this thing goes a little bit higher and then pulls back right to this area of support at like 175. That would be ideal. And then getting in on a buy setup. And I'll tell you what, guys, getting in a stock like right here, if this thing goes up and does this, moves up and then pulls back, this area right here, one of the safest spots to buy a stock. One of the safest spots on the chart to get in. You broke out, so you know you're strong. You're pulling back at a load of what was resistance, now is going to be support. You put your stop loss somewhere down here. It's one of the safest spots to get in on a chart. Right there. The buy setup after a breakout. It's a very high odds play right there. So if you didn't learn anything, maybe you'll learn that today, guys. Try to teach you something new every day. Man, Verizon's teaching me a lesson. God dang. Look at this, guys. I'm about done on Verizon. I'm about to just take it off my list and forget about it. Whatever happens, happens. That thing is just a dog, man. Absolute grinder. Been in it for like 40, 45 minutes at this point. Ooh, it's not going anywhere. We can watch the win, 75-cent stop. I don't like it that it's over that whole number, 117. That's not a ton of confidence there. Man, I really just haven't had much to trade this week. It's been like one trade per day, and all of them have been grinders. In all of them, Roblox, Nvidia, SO, they've all just been. They did a good job to start, and they just grind out. It's been a pretty choppy week, honestly. SPY and the Qs just hanging out. Qs are just staying in this range, man. Look at that. Impressed. Are we gonna stay in this range for all the way through April? We got another 5 bars. So another 5 trading days. We'll see if it just hangs out. Is that right? Looks like we have 6 trading days. So we have tomorrow and then we have all of next week. So we got 6 more trading days left in April. We'll see if we'll see if we ended up breaking out or just chopping around, man. We gotta go somewhere. We gotta go somewhere on the spot. We can't just or cube. We can't hang out here forever. I mean, it's not gonna happen. But you know what? You know what they say? The markets will stay. Wait, how's it go? Something about the markets will stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent, or something like that. Something to that extent. You guys know what I'm talking about. You think the market it can't go that high, and then it does, and it keeps going higher, and then you're in there caught bag holding. The market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. I think that's right. Is that right? I gotta check now. I gotta check. Markets can see. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, the market can stay irrational longer than you can remain solvent. That's what it is. I knew I had it right. Yeah, it might just chop around, guys. It might just irrationally chop around. We never know. Uh, right now, it's kind of grinding higher, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we make a move lower today. I'm still sticking with my bearish bias, sticking to my guns, which is why I'm probably not getting into this win. It looks like it's doing a decent job, but we're gonna have to give that thing a 75-cent stop loss. And 75-cent stop loss is gonna put you up at target in the 117.20 area, 117.20. So you got to get over that whole number at 117. You got to get over both of these pivots right up here before you get to 117. Like, it's just not a high odds trade for my trading style. Not for me. It's going right. If you like it, it's going right here. There's your chance. But I am not going to be in that thing. OBS with MGM up too. Maybe you can get a pattern on that. You probably could have argued to get into this MGM over 45.50. Give it, I don't know, 20, 30 cents. This thing actually has quite a bit of range left. Volume isn't too bad. I mean, MGM might have been the best idea, but again, this would have been. I would have given it low of the day, honestly, because if it has room, might as well give it the room. So I would have given it low of the day, 35 cents. You're going to need about 45.85. So right in that resistance area, right at 46. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Win might have been, I mean, that could have been a bad idea. I don't know. It rested long enough, but I don't like that resistance up there. And I don't trust the market to go too much higher. I think this market might have been at it. Ooh, what's new on TradingView? Notice two new chart types: step line and line with markers. Well, let's see what these look like. Step line, where's that at? Step line. Oh God, who is trading this chart? Right? Who trades like this? I'm not. If anybody in the chat room right now is looking at a chart that looks like this, you can kindly exit the chat room. You're a madman. Or this one too. Then do me a favor, leave the chat room. You are insane. This is not. This is a terrible chart. Who trades like? Does anybody trade anything besides candles? Like who's trading and not using candlesticks? Come on now. None of these things give you any more information than a candlestick would. What is that? Heiken Ashy? What is that? It looks almost identical to a candlestick. Yeah, yeah. What is this? Who's trading with this, bro? What? X's and O's? Nobody's trading this. This isn't real, is it? What does this look like on a daily chart, man? Is this a real chart? What even is this? That is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. That is wild. Yeah, let's get back to the candles. It's freaking me out, man. That's wild stuff. I can't imagine anybody trading with that. Ooh, guys, Verizon might actually end up getting us to target. It might actually end up getting us there. You trade X and O, Casey? Casey, be honest with me. You don't trade X's and O's, do you? You better not be trading the X's and O's, man. There's no way. There's no way. Let's see one of these trades you're looking at. Amazon, trying to get in Amazon. You're getting in Amazon with the X and O chart. What's your trigger right here? What is your trigger? What, when you get three X's up, you go in, you go long? What are you looking at here? At support, I said maybe ish. How does this even work? It goes from 90, literally from May of 97 to October of 18. How does that work? How does that even happen? How does that even happen, man? It goes from 97 to 2018. We just skipped 20 years. We literally skipped 20 years. They just stacked the years on top of each other. How does this even work? The calculation here is insanity. That is, I have no idea how that even works. Somebody out there, somebody somewhere trades X's. It might be Casey. Maybe Casey's not lying. Maybe he's being truthful. I don't know, but somebody they wouldn't have it on. They wouldn't have it as an option if somebody didn't use it. I imagine. I mean, somebody had to take the time to code this into the TradingView platform, which meant that it's probably worth their time. Because, yeah, you're gonna are you being serious, Casey? He might actually be serious. You're gonna send me an email with your X and O chart. That will absolutely blow my mind if you're being serious. That is impressive. Almost as impressive as how choppy Verizon is, man. Look at the 1 minute now. Just an absolute chop fest. We get over this area at 37.21. It's probably gonna be a break even. I don't know though. We still have a little bit of resistance up here, so maybe we do hold. But at this point, I am not counting on Verizon to work really at all. I've already chalked it up as a break-even trade personally. SPY continues to move on up higher. Hey, thanks for the follow, ERGF. As always, you got any stock questions, crypto, ETF, whatever it is, throw it up in the chat log. Win, moving on up. All right, guys, I'm going to be calling it a day here, pretty much like right now. So, oh, you got any last minute comments, questions, concerns, throw it up in the chat log. Otherwise, I'm going to review this list and call it a day. Q's and SPY, I think we go lower today. Here's my final take on it. I think we go lower. I do. We ran up right into the gap fill on the Q's. Now it's time to roll over. I don't think we're going to keep that strength like we did yesterday. LBS, not much to do. Win, hang out. Yeah. Well, Verizon might just get it done. Who knows, guys? At this point, like I said, it's break even or full target. One of those two. So I'm just gonna let it happen. Whatever happens, happens. You know. Riot chopping around. SO nothing. GM and Ford both higher. CVS hanging out. So that does it for me, guys. So again, only one trade today. Another day of not a lot of frequency, but again, I really didn't see much I liked. I really didn't see a whole lot on my list. I don't feel like I missed, especially on the 5 minute. I don't think I missed anything at all. Maybe you could argue to get in, win, but I mean, a breakout with topping tails is not exactly textbook. So, you know, it is what it is. The trade we did take was a good trade. It looks good. It looked good. Right now, it's looking. Well, it's not looking bad. It hasn't done anything too bad yet. So we'll see if we get a target on Riot or Verizon. But like I said, I didn't see anything that I really missed. So pretty content with the trading day today. So yeah, appreciate everybody for tuning in, asking some great questions, keeping the feed live, looking good. So as always, we'll be back here tomorrow morning, 9:20 Eastern time. So I will see you guys then. Until then, have a great day. Take care. Enjoy the holiday, and be ready to get after it again tomorrow. So, see you guys.